Let me ask you something a little uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed that the more you show up for someone, the less they seem to show up for you? Like you text back fast, you're flexible, you make plans work, and somehow you end up feeling like the option instead of the priority. It sucks. And most people respond by doing the obvious thing. They try harder. But here's the truth nobody likes admitting. Sometimes being too available doesn't bring people closer. It pushes them away. Not because kindness is bad, not because people are cruel, but because psychology is predictable. Today we're talking about 11 moments where being too available quietly lowers respect, even when you mean well. And if you recognize yourself in any of these, don't panic. You're in good company. I've learned most of this the hard way. And hey, before we jump in, if topics like self-awareness, relationships, and human behavior fascinate you, make sure you're subscribed. It helps the channel more than you think. All right, let's get into it. 1, when you respond instantly every single time. There's nothing wrong with quick replies, but when you always respond instantly, even when they take hours, the dynamic becomes lopsided. People subconsciously assume your time is wide open, your attention is guaranteed. Instant replies become your baseline, and humans adjust to whatever baseline you create. I used to be terrible at this. I'd see a message and feel guilty leaving it unread. Turns out I was training people to expect access to me 24/7. And when you give unlimited access, people stop valuing the access itself. 2, when you change your plans too easily. Here's a subtle one. If someone asks you to hang out and you immediately cancel something important to fit them in, they won't think, wow, that's so considerate. They think, nothing in your life is as important as me. And trust me, that does not increase respect. It increases entitlement. Healthy people respect boundaries. They don't want to feel like the center of your universe. 3, when you always say, it's okay, even when it's not. They cancel last minute, they show up late, they forget to call, and you're always like, well, it's fine, don't worry. After a while, they don't worry because you've shown them there are no consequences. Here's the psychology. People don't rise to the standard you wish they'd follow. They rise to the standard you enforce through your behaviors. 4, when you give emotional support, you never receive. I've been here. You become the therapist friend, the emotional sponge, the person who listens at 2 a.m. but rarely gets the same energy back. At first, people appreciate you, but over time, something strange happens. They start to feel guilty, and guilt quietly morphs into resentment. Why? Because the relationship feels uneven. Humans crave reciprocity. Without it, the bond weakens and the respect fades. 5, when you're available for conversations even when you're hurt or drained. This is the one people don't talk about enough. If you always show up, even when you're anxious, tired, overwhelmed, you're teaching people that you don't need recovery time, but you do. Everyone does. Self-respect grows in the spaces where you say, I can't right now. And people respect you more when you respect your limits. 6, when you try too hard to prove your worth, over-explaining, over-giving, over-apologizing, overthinking every text. People don't respect what looks desperate. And we've all had moments where we slipped into this without realizing. Here's the psychology behind it. When you signal that someone's approval determines your worth, they unconsciously believe it's true. And if your value depends on them, why would they value you? It's brutal, but honest. 7, when you initiate every conversation, it's subtle at first. You're the one who texts. You're the one who checks in. You're the one who keeps the connection going. You think you're being friendly, but you're carrying the entire relationship on your back. If you stop initiating and everything goes silent, that's feedback, not failure, feedback. And by the way, if this video is hitting a little too close to home, give it a like so YouTube knows to show you more content like this. 8, when you always forgive without real change. Forgiveness is powerful. Repeated forgiveness without boundaries is self-abandonment. People test limits, not out of malice, but because it's how humans learn what's acceptable. If someone mistreats you and you forgive instantly, what incentive do they have to adjust? Respect comes from accountability, not leniency. 9. When you're always ready to explain yourself, the moment you feel the need to justify your boundaries, your decisions, or your preferences, you've already stepped into a weaker position. People respect clarity. They respect finality. I can't make it tonight. End of sentence. No essay needed. When you defend everything you do, you teach people to question everything you do. 10. When you agree too often. Being agreeable is great. Being overly agreeable is a fast track to being overlooked. If you always say, whatever works for you, anything is fine, you choose. People assume you have no preferences, and when someone has no preferences, others stop checking in with them. You don't build respect by being easy. You build respect by having a spine. 11. When you're available for people who aren't available for you. This is the one that really hurts. We often stay available because we care. But care without boundaries becomes self-neglect. The psychology is simple. People value what is mutual. If they give you crumbs and you give them the whole cake, they won't think, wow, what a generous person. They think, if I can give so little and still keep them around, I don't need to try harder. Respect dies in that imbalance. If you saw yourself in any of these, don't beat yourself up. Most of us learned to be too available because we were trying to be good friends, good partners, good people. But emotional availability without boundaries isn't generosity. It's self-erasure. Start small. Pull your energy back half an inch. Give yourself space before you give others access. Watch how the dynamic shifts. And if you want more videos that help you understand psychology, relationships, and your patterns, subscribe. It's free, it supports the channel, and it helps you keep growing. Tell me in the comments which point hit you the hardest.